Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Right, so let's start with modules and packages, and then we will see user-defined exceptions. Okay, so along with modules and packages, we will see user-defined exceptions. Okay, so now I'm just going to define one file. That is, I'm going to create one file called ge_utils. Okay, so this is our module wherein I am going to create few functions, that is function to validate mobile number. All right, so let me just write some function to validate mobile number. Okay, then let me pass the mobile number as the parameter, and then let me say status is equal to invalid. Okay, and then I can write if len of mobile is equal to, or else let's use regular expression pattern. Okay, that's better, right? Let me say import re, and then I can write if re dot search pattern. I can write 629, okay, /d 9, and then dollar comma string. Okay, sorry, comma mobile. That's what we are going to check. If this condition is satisfied, then I can say status is equal to valid, and then I am just returning the status. And let me give some document string as well over here. Okay, so hope you remember what is document string. That is, I can write purpose to validate the mobile number, and I can say input is nothing but mobile number, output, that is returns valid or invalid. This is one particular attribute. So next one, I'm going to have some lambda expression. Okay, so I'm just writing one lambda expression. Let's say square is equal to lambda max underscore num, and then I can write a list comprehension inside it. Num star star 2 for num in range of 1 comma max num plus 1. This is my lambda expression. And third attribute, I'm going to have some custom exception. So yesterday we were discussing about predefined exceptions. So now I am going to write our own exception. Okay, let's have some exception for invalid number. Okay, so that is a user should input between 1 and 9. If user enters any other number apart from 1 to 9, it should raise the exception. Okay, so I can say invalid number. So this is the class name, which is nothing but name of the exception. And if you want to consider this class as the exception, what you have to do is you have to inherit exception class. Only then this will be taken as a exception. Otherwise, it will be considered as a normal class. You can't raise it. Okay, then I can say pass. All right, and over here I can give some documentation as well, like purpose. Okay, it's a user defined exception to check whether the number, okay, whether the number falls between, okay, whether the number falls between 0 and 1 and 9. Okay, it will be raised when the user enters any other number apart from 1 to 9. So user defined exception has to be raised explicitly. We have to raise it. Okay, right. So now we have these three attributes. First one is a function, second one is lambda expression, and third one is an exception. Okay, so please take it down, Akhilesh. So we will see how we can invoke these attributes from other script. Okay, so please take this down and let me know once it is done. All right, please take this down and let me know once it is done, and we will invoke, we will invoke this one. Okay, done.
Yeah, moment, it's done. Yeah.
Okay, okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to write another script. Okay, we are going to write another script wherein we are going to invoke these attributes. Okay, so let me write another script which I name it as call geutils.py. For the time being, please consider these two files are present in the same directory. Okay, so because if the module is present in different directory, we have to do one more step that we will see next to it. Now, as a first step, I am just importing it. Import ge_utils. Okay, and then I can write print. Okay, so first let me print the document string. Okay, first let me print this particular document string, and let me have one document string for the entire module also. Okay, so I can have some documentation for this particular module. It's a module to hold the below attributes. Okay, so that is validate mobile number. It's a function, and then I can simply write sqr. It's a lambda expression, and then we can have invalid number, that is user defined exception. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, first let me print all the document strings. Okay, so let me say module document. I can write ge_utils dot __doc __, and function document, function doc, I can write ge_utils dot validate mobile number dot __doc _. You have to mention the module name. All right, and then if I want to print the class doc, I can just write ge_utils dot invalid number dot __doc _. And let me invoke two functions. That is, first let me invoke a function to validate a mobile number. So how can I invoke it? So I can write mobile number. I can say GE underscore utils dot validate mobile number. I can give some mobile number here. Okay, and then I can have lambda expression. Okay, that is SQR list. I can write GE underscore utils dot SQR of 5. So let me just execute it now. Okay, so let me just say Python call geutils.py. You can see the output. Module document, module level document is getting displayed, and function level document and class document. And then you can see mobile number is valid and SQR lambda expression. So this is the one way of importing the module. And if you see here, I have mentioned the module name everywhere in order to access the attributes of the module. Okay, sometimes the module name will be bigger in size. Let's say some 30 characters like that. So why should I, each and every time when I access the attribute, why should I mention the entire module name? In that case, I can just define an alias. That is, I can say as GU. Okay, so what is this GU? It's nothing but alias for this particular module name. So whenever you have given alias for this particular module name, you can't give the full module name in order to access the attributes. In that case, you have to give only the alias. So now if I execute it, you can see the error saying name GE underscore utils is not defined. So I have to replace it like GU. Okay, everywhere I need to replace it GU and then GU, and over here as well, and over here as well. All right, so now you can see it is executing as expected. Now if you don't want to mention alias name as well, that is, I want to access the attribute name directly, I don't want to use module name or I don't want to use alias name, I just want to access the attribute directly. So in that case, what you can do, you can say from GE underscore utils import invalid number, that is, from the module name import only the specific attributes. Okay, only specific attributes. So in this case, it is not required to mention the alias name as well. You can just mention directly invalid number dot doc. So you can see here it's getting executed, user defined exception. Okay, class doc is getting executed. Okay, so if you want to import any number of attributes, you can do like invalid mobile number, sorry, invalid number, and then SQR. So in this case, it is not required to mention GU over here as well. Okay, in this place, it is not required to mention for SQR as well. So now you can see the output as expected. So now consider, instead of doing this, instead of saying from GE utils import attribute 1 comma attribute 2, instead of that I can just say like this also, like from GE underscore utils import star. I can say import star. So what will happen in this case whenever you say star? So whatever attributes that you have defined here, everything will be imported. For example, for validate mobile number also, the attributes will be imported. See here, and also over here you can use. Okay, so if there are 100 attributes, everything will be imported in this case. But you don't want all 100 attributes as to be imported. Only you want to, that is, if some other user says from module name import star, only specific attributes has to be imported. So what you can do is you can restrict only some of the attributes has to be imported whenever user says star. How? What you can do is you can create one variable here, underscore underscore all underscore underscore is equal to, within the list you can mention the name of the attributes that has to be imported whenever the user says star. Okay, you can just mention the name of the attributes that has to be imported whenever the user says star. So now what will happen in this case? The validate mobile number will not be imported. Now you can see the error. Name validate mobile number is not defined. Okay, so now for validate mobile number, I have to mention alias like this. Got it? So this is how you can import the module and you can restrict some of the attributes from importing whenever the user says star. All right, so guys, please take it down. So let me know once it is done. Then we will see how we can handle user defined exception.
Done, Mohan. Please continue.
Done, right? Yeah. Okay, so now what we can do is, okay, so let me just handle the exception. Okay, so now let me write while true. Okay, I'm just getting a number. Num is equal to input of enter number between 1 and 9. Okay, and then I'm just writing if not num, that is, if the user is not entering anything, just come out of the loop. Okay, and then I'm just converting it to integer first, that is, if num dot is digit, I'm converting num is equal to int of num. Once I typecasted to integer, then I'm checking it, like if num in range of 1, 9, okay, then break it. Okay, then break the loop, else you have to raise the exception invalid number. Okay, raise the exception. So now I'm going to include the entire thing in try block, and then I can write except invalid number as let's say inv num some object. Okay, then I can just write print. Okay, so it should be like this. This should be try block. This should be try block, and this should be while block. Okay, so now I can just write. Oh, Achilles is also left. Oh, Ravi, you joined, is it?
I came
Okay,
a bit
fine,
late,
fine.
but I joined.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so accept invalid number as invalid num, some object, and then I'm just writing, okay, I'm just writing number, that is invalid number, okay, something like this. I'm just writing some message over here. Okay, so now let's try this out. Okay, let's try this out. So basically what you have to do is, whenever you raise the exception, okay, whenever you raise the exception, you should, okay, whenever you raise the exception, you should raise it explicitly. There is user defined exception should be raised explicitly. It will not be raised automatically. You have to raise it explicitly. All right, fine. Now here also I'm just raising the same exception, or else I can just do, okay, let me just write like this. If num dot is digit, okay, I can't do that, right? Here also I will raise the exception, raise invalid number. Right. So now let me just check it out. See here, in two places I am raising the same exception. That is, if the number doesn't contain valid digits, okay, so that time also I am raising the exception. And if the number is not between 1 and 9, okay, that time also I am raising the exception. All right, so now let's see. Enter number between 1 and 9. Let me enter ABC. Now you can see the output, invalid number. That is what has happened here. What has happened here in this case? So user is getting some input, okay, and this condition has become failed. Num dot is digit has become failed. Okay, so in this case it will go to the else block, and I'm raising the exception here. So it will directly come to the exception block, and whatever I have written over here, that will be executed. So invalid number, and then I'm entering 10. So now you can see invalid number. Now what will happen? So once the input is entered, this condition is successful, and I'm typecasting to integer, and then it will check whether the number is between 1 and 9, right? Then this condition is failed now. Then what happens? So we will come to the exception, that is raise invalid number. So now it will directly go to the exception block. So now consider I'm entering some valid. Now you can see it has come out because I have entered valid number. So this condition is successful. So break. It has come out of the loop. Okay. So here I can print the valid number. That is print valid number, and then I can just print the number here. So let's see now. Let's say 5. You can see valid number is 5. All right. So this is not at all required. I can just remove those. Okay. So now what I have done here, I have just printed some message here. Okay. So this is a user defined exception, and consider this exception is used in n number of files. Any number of files, because this is just some common exception, right? So I can use it in any number of files. Okay, so I can handle it in various number of places. So for example, if I want to change the message, that is, if I want to change this error message, the one which is getting displayed, okay, in that case, what should I do? I have to find where all this exception is handled. Okay, first I have to retrieve all the files, and then I want to find where the location, the line numbers, where all this exception has been handled, and then I have to change the error message manually. Okay, so that is some time consuming process, right? So instead of that, what can I do is, instead of hard coding the messages, what can I do is I can just define my own methods over here. Okay, just I can define my own methods over here. So I can write def underscore underscore init of self, comma num, and self dot num is equal to num, and then self dot err msg, okay, invalid number, something like this. And then I can define my own method like display error message of self. Then I can write format a string self dot err msg space self dot num, self dot num. All right, so like this I can create any number of methods within my exception. So now coming back to the place where I have handled, so whenever I raise it, what will happen? That time it will call init method. Whenever I raise it, that time it will call the init method. So I can just say invalid number of num, and also here invalid number of num, because init method is expecting one parameter called num. We need to pass it, right? And then what I can do is over here, instead of hard coding the messages, I can just call the method like invalid number dot display error message. So this time what will happen? It will call this particular method. Okay, so init method will be invoked whenever you raise the exception. So that time these two variables will be populated, and then whenever I call this particular method, this time it will be having both the variables, so that will be printed. So now if I execute this, you can see here, let's say ABC, invalid number ABC. If I say 100, invalid number 100. Okay, and if I say 5, it will come out of it. So what is the advantage? If I want to change the error message, I can change only in my module. It is not required to change in the places where I have handled this exception. Okay, it is not required for me to change in the files where I have handled the exceptions. Okay, I can change only in the place where I have defined the exception. So here I can write some messages. User has entered an invalid number. I have changed the error message. So if I change it over here, everywhere it will be reflected. Now if I enter some invalid number, you can see user has entered an invalid number ABC. See here. Okay, if I enter 5, you can see. So this is the advantage. Okay, if you define your own exception and if you customize, okay, to some extent. So it depends on you. You can add any number of methods, no problem with it. Clear? Any doubts, Ravi?
No, it's fine.
No,
Yeah.
right? Fine, right? Okay. Now, so you want to try, Ravi? Ravi, you want to try?
Yeah, give me one moment. Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, sure. Try it out.
To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely.
I'm done.
Okay, done, right? All right. So now what we are going to do is, now I'm just going to print the module name here. Okay, so print name of the module underscore name underscore. I think yesterday or day before yesterday we did this. Okay, so now I have included this statement in ge_utils.py. Okay, in ge_utils.py. Okay, so now let me just execute. First, I'm going to execute ge_utils Python ge_utils.py. So you can see name of the module is printing as __main__ because I have executed ge_utils. So whatever script that you are executing, by default that script will be named as __main__. Now consider I'm executing. Okay, I am executing. Okay, first let me execute ge_utils. Okay, now I am executing call ge_utils.py. So in this case, okay, in this case, you can see name of the module is getting printed as ge_utils. Okay, name of the module is getting printed as ge_utils. So basically, whenever you import any script, all the statements will be executed. That is that is not the block. Okay, not the function block or class function block. Okay, other statements will be executed. That is, if there is any standalone statements that will be executed. Say for example, I am calling this function. Okay, I am calling this square function. So square of 10. Okay, so now if I execute call ge_utils, you can see those two statements will be printed. Okay, but whenever you import any module, okay, nobody will be interested in the executable statements present in the module. People will be interested only in the attributes, that is variables, functions, lambda expressions, classes. Okay, user will be interested only in those, not on. Okay, just a second. Yes, Akhilesh.
He's having internet problem, I think. He again.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, something weird happening with my laptop. Okay.
You are located in Hyderabad.
No. I'm in Tamil Nadu.
Oh,
What about you?
right now I'm in Kolkata. My base location is Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay, you are in Kolkata now, is it? How is the condition in Kolkata now?
Here also it's bad, not that good, but not like the Telangana, and here they
Okay,
are not
okay.
doing much testing actually.
Oh, okay. But here it is too bad.
Lot of corruption.
Yes.
So that's why all the trainings are happening online. Pathetic
Yes.
condition.
Yes. What to do? Okay, let's see. Yeah. So what I was telling? Yes. So the user will not be interested. Okay, user will not be interested in the executable statements. Only the user will be interested on the blocks, that is function blocks, class blocks, and then the variables. Okay, so now what we can do is I can suppress these particular statements. Okay, so what I can do is I can have some condition like if __ name __ is equal to __ main __ okay, only then these statements should be executed. Okay, only then this statement should be
__ are for private, right?
Yeah, that is for class. This is something but predefined variables. Whenever there are underscore, double underscore at the beginning and at the end. Okay, these are all predefined parameters. Okay, yeah. So now what will happen if you include this line? Okay, what will happen is this statement will be executed only when you execute the module script. See here, name of the module is main and then SQR. You can see this output. But if you import,
Yes.
those statements will not be executed. Okay, now you can't see those statements. It's getting printed. So you can suppress the statements from execution. Okay, you can suppress the statements from execution whenever you import the module. Okay, and this is not the entry point like in other languages. You can have any number of these conditions within a script. For example, if I want to suppress this SQR lambda expression from the user, I can just write like this. So now user cannot import SQR lambda expression. See here, that is, you can execute in that particular script, but you can't execute from call GE utils, because now we are getting the error. Module GE utils has no attribute SQR, because I have included the lambda expression within this condition. That is the reason behind it. Okay, so you can have any number of condition like this in a single module. Okay, so that it is not mandatory that you should have only one condition like that. Okay, so as far as we know, so execution starts from first line. So this is not the entry point. Okay, that is whatever statements that has to be executed whenever you execute that module script. So those statements should be included within that condition. Okay, otherwise it is not at all required to include. So that is the purpose of if name is equal to main. All right. So if you want to try, you can try it now and let me know once it is done. Okay. So if you want to try, you can try it now. And then we will see what we have to do if both the scripts are present in two different directories. Okay.
Okay. Just give me a moment.
Yeah. Done, right? Okay. Right. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create one particular directory. Okay, I'm going to create one directory. Open folder location, day 9. I'm going to create a directory called modules, and then I'm just copying ge_utils.py to modules directory. Okay. Okay, so now you can see that. Okay, so now inside modules there is a file called ge_utils.py, and then we have call ge_utils.py. Okay, so now if I execute Python call ge_utils.py, you can see the error saying module not found error, no module name ge_utils. So in this case, what we have to do, that is whenever you import any module, okay, whenever any module is imported, okay, the module will be checked in the directories in the below order. Okay, it will be checked in the below directories in the same order. First one is current directory. So your current directory has the highest priority when compared to any other directories. First, you will check in the same directory where that particular script is present. And second, library directory. what is that library directory? That is Python home /lib Python home /lib /site packages. So this will contain all core modules that are installed by default, and this will contain all installable modules, all installed modules by the user. And third one, we have two different ways. First one, we have some variable called sys.path from sys module. Okay, there is a variable called sys.path. Let me just execute this. So let's say import sys. Okay, and then let me have something. Okay, so I'm going to print that particular library. Okay, let's say print type of sys.path, and then I'm just printing it one by one. Okay, for path in sys.path, and then I'm printing all the path one by one. Okay, right. So now let me execute this. So you can see, okay, you can see here, this will contain all the directories. So right now you can see the current directory has been included by default, and then we have something called DLL directory and Python home /lib Python home /lib /site packages. Okay, so now what we have to do, we need to include this directory to this variable. So now you can see it's a class list. Sys.path is a list, so list is mutable. We can modify the variable, right? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have some variable called module directory. Okay, and then I'm going to have this particular path there. All right, so I can have something like this. So this is my path for module directory. So now what I have to do is I have to add sys.path.insert 0, module dir. That is, I am adding my module directory to this variable called sys.path. So once I added that, now you can see the output. Now there is no error because I have added it over here to the beginning itself. I have added, okay, day 9 17 July 2020 /modules. Okay, and now I am able to import that library. So this is a temporary change. See, for example, if I open my command prompt and then if I say Python and if I say import ge_utils, I will get an error still. Module not found error, no module name ge_utils. So for this, what I have to do, every time I have to do the same thing. Okay, every time I have to do the same thing. That is sys.path. Let's say module dir is equal to this. Okay, let's say module dir is equal to this, and then let me add sys.path.insert 0, module directory. Okay, and then if I say the same statement again, now you can see it is imported because these statements has to be returned wherever you have imported this particular module, only then it will be imported. Okay, so this is nothing but temporary change. I can say this is temporary change. So now if I want to make the permanent change, okay, temporary change. If I want to make the permanent change, I have to create one environmental variable called Python path. Okay, and then I need to add this directory over there. Okay, it's nothing but permanent change. How can I create the environmental variables? Okay, so I can say here, type env, edit the system environmental variables. Now go to environmental variables, and under system variables, so by default, that variable will not be present. There is no variable with the name Python path. Okay, so you have to create a variable called Python path. You can have any number of directories, no problem at all. If you want to have more number of directories, in Windows, you have to separate the directories by semicolon. In Unix, you have to separate the directories by colon. Okay, so now let me just copy that directory value. Okay, let me just copy the directory path into this. So now I have added. Okay, I have created one variable called Python path, and then I have added the directory to it, and then say okay, and then say okay, and then say okay again. So now go back to PyCharm and then try to execute it. Okay, that is by commenting that statements. Okay, let me comment these statements. Okay, let me just comment only this line. Okay, right, so let me just execute it. So now you can see the error, module not found error. Still, why? What is the reason behind it? Whenever you make any change in environmental variable, command prompts and all Python supported editors has to be restarted. Okay, because whenever the editor is getting loaded, it will read all the environmental variables. All right, so now let me restart PyCharm now. Not only PyCharm, whatever Python editor that you are going to use, all has to be restarted. And if you are doing it in command prompt, that command prompt also has to be restarted. Okay, let me just say close project and then close it. Then now I'm just opening PyCharm again. Okay, let me open PyCharm again. Okay, in the meantime, let me just execute in command prompt. Okay, let's say Python. And now if I say import ge_utils, it will be imported without any errors. I haven't done anything else, right? I just opened Python, okay, and then I just imported. It is fine, no error at all. Okay, and let's open it here now. Let's open it here and then let me execute it. Okay, so as usual, this line is commented. See, this line is commented. Okay, so now let's see Python call ge_utils.py. Now you can see it is successful, no error. You can see Python path is getting added to sys.path by default. Okay, so this is how you can import the user defined module. So guys, any questions?
Please enroll our general membership for $3.99 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $3.99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.